Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I have spent years diving deep into women's hormone health in search of answers for my own personal struggles. Today, I'm sharing the full hormone healing journey that helped me go from hating my body to truly loving it. Let's backtrack a little bit first, though, because when I was 19, I had a roommate who tracked her cycle, and I just thought it was the strangest thing because my period was not something that I had ever looked forward to. And as a young professional ballet dancer, its absence was this quiet sign in my head that I was thin enough. You can hear more about that chapter in my Why I Left Professional Ballet video. And then at 20, I tried the pill briefly, but quit very quickly because it gave me intense cramps, migraines, and even hot flashes. It just felt way too strong for my system, especially since my periods had always been pretty light and irregular. So, like many other millennial women, I chose to learn to love and understand my body the hard way. In my early 20s, to be safe, I got an IUD. After my bad experience with the pill, I had originally planned to get the copper IUD, but on the spot, the nurse scared me with stories of heavy periods, so I decided to get the Skyla instead, which is a smaller hormonal version of the Mirena. The insertion process was excruciating, but afterwards, it was like set it and forget it, and then my period also disappeared completely, which at the time, I loved. As the years went on, though, I dove deeper into holistic health to address my cystic acne, my migraines, food sensitivities, bloating, inflammation, low libido, anxiety, crushing fatigue. My list just went on. I eventually ended up becoming a certified hormone health coach through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition and got obsessed with hormone health. Everything I was experiencing was pointing to burnout or adrenal fatigue, plus a really neglected menstrual cycle. At around the age of 27, I finally felt like I was meeting my body for the first time and truly getting to know it. Learning the difference between male and female hormone cycles was such a relief. I'd spent years subconsciously beating myself up for fluctuating energy, productivity, weight, and mood. I learned that I could embrace my cycle instead, which meant getting off hormonal birth control, healing my body, and learning to track my fertile biomarkers, especially since I was in a long-term relationship. So I did my blood work, I researched fertility awareness methods, and I talked with my boyfriend about the learning curve. And then I chickened out. And I went and got a copper IUD instead, thinking that it would be this kind of halfway point where I could still practice tracking my cycle. And at first it was okay, but I soon developed this very severe luteal phase anxiety to the point that I was worried that I had PMDD. And there was also very unpredictable cervical mucus patterns, so I wasn't being able to track anything accurately. I knew I would have to remove it if I really wanted to have a normal cycle. So the timing ended up working out perfectly. I was heading to Atlanta for a few months to help a friend open her Pilates studio. So I scheduled an appointment to have the copper IUD removed, and then I enrolled in the FEM training program to truly master fertility awareness method and feel confident in tracking my cycle. My luteal phase anxiety disappeared almost immediately. I finally felt confident tracking my cycle, and then I even started teaching clients. That was a few years ago now, and I've been cycle tracking ever since, except for about 9 months during my cancer treatment, and you can hear more about that in my cancer recovery video. But during that time, my fertility specialist recommended the pill as a precaution during chemo, because you really can't be too safe, so I decided to follow her recommendations. I finished chemo in late June 2025 and stopped taking the pill in late July. And through sticking to my nutrition and lifestyle principles, I got my cycle back in February 2026. I went from hating my body throughout my adolescence and my 20s to loving it through all of its fluctuations, and I've become really passionate about helping women experience that same transformation. Learning to work with my hormones instead of against them changed everything for me. If you're on your own hormone healing journey, know that you are not alone. Share where you are in the comments. I read every single one. You can explore more cycle syncing Pilates and fertility awareness inside the Spring to Life method. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.